You know what's crazy? Whenever I want to get filled in on the latest news, I have to pick between a Johnny Pencilneck or a goddamn... I don't even know what to call this. What is this? Get off my screen! Fuck! I guess we're going with Johnny Pencilneck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot of news today. Hasan Piker has officially been banned off Twitch.
Let me guess, for glazing Hamas?
He also talks about moving to YouTube, dear God. In other news, Idubbbz has just responded to Ethan in a podcast talking about if they will ever be friends again. Ethan continues to clown on Anissa and Idubbbz and has actually been reported to the FBI. Apparently,
he called the shooter of the Jewish people genuine. Is that true? Is that what he got a 24-hour slap on the wrist for? Which, by the way, does more damage than it does any good, okay? You know why? Because every soy boy and their mother makes a video about it, generates more attention, and now we're here. Thanks. Hello, is this the base department? Yeah. You're watching Philion TV. Slicing through the soy with my katana.
calling CPS and sending him human skulls.
Nah, katana is too weeb-coded. Give me a great sword.
Wasn't enough. Anyways, we're gonna go over all of that. Subscribe. Let's get to 700K, and let's start with the shocking news. Twitch partner Hasanabi has been banned. And this literally just happened, and this tweet is already popping off.
Hasan is live right now, and he has 30K viewers. Yeah, 29,999 robots.
It seems like the CEO of Twitch, Dan Clancy, has decided to wipe the drool out of his mouth and has stopped his gooning addiction for 5 seconds to finally press the ban button. Now, here's what people are saying. Tectone responds with a thumbs up. We got Packwatch. We got 6 bans and no perma. So many Adolfs are here in the replies cheering for this. This has got to be a Hasan fan here. Surely it'll be longer than a day considering the history of TOS violations, which would cost other streamers 30 days minimum for less, right? Now, what is the reason
30,000 unemployed individuals
for the ban? Now, if I had to guess, it will probably be one of 4 options. Either 1, the open terrorist support.
It is genuinely so odd the CEO of Twitch is a platinum-pulling gooner. I always hear this. Dan Clancy is a gooner, confirmed. Is that true? Is the big boss at Twitch a gooner?
Obviously. Number 2, something to do with reading the shooter's manifesto. People were talking about how either his response to it was a little unhinged or something like that. Number 3, pressure from the ADL going on CNN, talking about him and basically launching him into the mainstream media, essentially
Clancy does what he fancies.
putting pressure on Twitch. And number 4, just general pressure from advertisers threatening to pull out of Twitch unless something is done about Hasan.
He was showing off a new UI update and it was all titty streamers in his feed. Honestly, based.
Obviously, Twitch has been bleeding revenue all this time because the drama has gotten mainstream attention, and Hasan being one of the largest streamers is just not
friend of the show.
Not a good look for the website. Now, everybody's wondering how long is the ban. Obviously, we don't really know. They haven't said. I'm guessing it's not a permaban, though, because
he's already unbanned. It was 24 hours and 6 minutes.
In all likelihood, Twitch staff is under his table right now giving him the Gluck Gluck 9000 and basically just begging him like, we had to, man. We had so much pressure from everybody. Please forgive us. It's only a day. But anyways, it better be at least for a couple months. Otherwise, this whole thing is a complete joke. Like, if it's a day or a week, that is completely unacceptable for the amount of terrible shit this guy has done. Future Pegasus here with an update. We got the reason for Hasan's ban: improper handling of terrorist propaganda.
How hard is it to not glaze terrorists? I don't understand. Might be the easiest thing in the TOS.
Sharing content related to terrorist or violent extremist groups. Examples of violative conduct include showing a violent extremist manifesto on stream while denouncing it, speaking out against terrorist organizations while displaying a recruitment video. Okay, so both reasons here definitely do apply to Hasan. Now, we still don't know the length, but at least we have a little bit of clarity. Everyone who was saying like, oh no, Hasan doesn't support terrorists. Okay, there you go. There you go, pal. Now, it turns out Hasan seemingly knew this would happen. He talks about how he'll just go to YouTube. Hasan thinks he isn't relevant enough to be targeted by the ADL, that he would just go to YouTube if banned from Twitch.
ADL is another clown show, another bozo organization.
He's so horny for deplatforming that this is like, I've become his you know, I've become this white whale that he's chasing down for some fucking reason. Okay, let's say you pressure institutions hard enough that Twitch actually enforces some sort of ban.
Bro, do you like One Piece?
Okay, and then what? I go.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
Oh, on YouTube, I start my, I continue live
YouTube, more like poop tube.
streaming on fucking YouTube. YouTube is not going to take these kinds of pressures seriously.
Okay, so maybe it has something to do with this ADL guy because he sort of like expected it. But anyways, if this is somehow a permaban from Twitch and Hasan comes to YouTube, I don't think he's gonna have a very good time. For starters, Hasan is gonna get a lot of
Yeah, have fun streaming on YouTube when you literally can't react to anything without the stream getting taken down. Sorry, we're over on Twitch. It's just a base shark in an ocean full of soy guppies. Okay? Just an apex predator pod of killer whales parting the sea of soy.
stray chatters, so to speak, right? From the lovely communities here on YouTube. Luckily, YouTube isn't as much of an echo chamber and it isn't as extremist in my opinion. So he's probably not going to be very liked on YouTube, I feel like. And not to mention, Hasan is not very popular on YouTube. I mean, I'm a literal nobody slop tuber and still absolutely dust this guy. And his actual like streamer enemy
Lesson in there.
enemies absolutely destroy him as well. We got Asmongold getting 10 times more views than him. So I don't know if he can actually compete on a similar level here. Now, we talked about how YouTube is not going to take this seriously. And I feel like, yeah.
Yo, chat. Do we dual stream onto the main channel on YouTube? Is that the move? Is that the move? No. Now I'm getting crazy.
YouTube is probably not going to ban him because they have their own enforcement problem here. And, you know, while it is still infinitely better than Twitch, I think YouTube is not going to be, you know, looking at this situation as closely because Hasan is not even close to being one of the biggest creators here, right? So there's no real microscope on him at all. But I don't know, if he continues platforming and endorsing terrorists, then maybe possibly he'll get banned. Now, Tectone has also responded to the ban. This is the guy who got banned from Twitch for 2 weeks for calling Frogan heavily modded.
Hasan finally got banned.
There must be a financial reason for Twitch absolutely glazing him, or is it just because the owner is a weirdo? Dude, that is the $1 million question. Why?
If this is a 24-hour ban, this isn't a punishment, this is a joke. This is a reward. You're giving him a spank on the ass and saying, hey, get back out there, sport. Hope you enjoyed your day off. What an absolute fucking joke. You all attempted to ban me for 2 weeks over calling Frogan fat, which, to me, I think radicalizing viewers, calling for the death of human beings, calling for the death of a group on stream, putting out insanely harmful content, calling people rapist, pedophile, murderers of their own mother, just to name a few. So how long is it, Twitch? How long? Because I'll be real. 24 hours ain't enough. 2 weeks ain't enough. This better be a month minimum. A month minimum with ads turned off minimum for 3 months. Dan Clancy has gone on record saying that Hasan is his favorite streamer, right?
Oh, I gotta leave this platform. I gotta get out of here, bro. I'm surrounded by VTubers, E-Thoughts, what else? Degenerate Gooners.
There with Extra Emily.
Nah, bro. His favorite streamers are Hasan and Extra Emily. You can't be serious. The terrorist supporting freak and the girl who drives like she's in GTA 5.
If Hasan got banned for this, Denims.
Dude, if I stay here long enough, I might turn gay. Get that radiation poisoning and Call of Duty. Start hearing things.
Frogan, the rest of them sure as better get banned too.
Anyways, Tecto made some good points. If Hasan gets banned, so should everybody else doing that type of unhinged BS. And again, it should be a very long, if not permanent ban. But anyways, another wonderful day to be a slop tuber. Slop tubers remain winning. Let me know your predictions in the comments how long he's actually going to be banned for. But let's move on to Idubbbz. Here we have Idubbbz talking about what it would take to be friends with Ethan again.
But I guess my question is, after all of that, do you see yourself maybe one day rekindling?
These voices! Where's the bass? Where's the testosterone? All I hear is lip smacking and upwards inflections.
Like if the option were to be
Where's this guy's face? What the fuck is up with people not showing their face? Holy fuck, it's gonna drive me mad.
there, like a friendship.
Just say you're ugly. Just do it. I'm ugly and I'm proud, like SpongeBob.
Some of the people that are now calling you the demon or like a terrorist. Do you
Right.
I feel like I know the answer because you have the love ethic or whatever Lolo called it.
Right,
Yeah.
but I do think there is always, because that's not, I don't think that's very strong to, it's not black and white.
Right.
And I think there, you do need to set boundaries, and I think it would have, I think
Dude,
Ethan,
I'm gonna need Botox in my forehead because this is my face watching fucking slop tent for a living. Constantly. Just perpetually angry. And perplexed. Straight befuddled. Confused. Bewildered.
would have to, as an example, but there's many other people, but Ethan as the example, would have to crash and burn and get hurt in a very life-changing way.
What?
Not physically hurt necessarily.
What?
Right. Yeah.
But if he wants to do boxing, sure I'll do it. But yeah, hurt in some way, feel the fucking impact and the weight of his actions.
The king of
What a psychopath! Yeah, if he wants to be my friend again, he has to be tormented.
empathy back at it again. This is absolute cinema, guys. You can't make this up. Ethan
Learned empathy at 32 years old, by the way.
would have to get hurt in a life-changing way. He would have to crash and burn to get Idubbbz' empathy and to become friends with iCucks here. I like how he had to specifically clarify, not physically, guys, because the way he said it, it sounded like Ethan should get into a car accident and just disfigure himself. It sounded like he wanted Ethan to get brutally beat up. He's so far gone, man. And if Ethan has any brain cells at all, he will never be friends with Idubbbz ever again. What Idubbbz and his friends did to you is unforgivable. Going after your friends and all of this relentless slander, I just don't see a world where you guys can be friends again. And I know time changes a lot of things.
To forgive him, he might just, might have to get mangled,
Heals a lot of wounds. Like, you guys were pretty good friends and you went to enemies now, but the only way this happens is that Idubbbz somehow breaks up with his soul-sucking dementor Anissa and marries the holy angel counterpart. Like some divine angel drops from the heaven and guides him to the light or something, which is never happening, let's be honest. But anyways, picking up from last video, remember when Ethan exposed Idubbbz for being a virgin until he met Anissa? Well, he continues making fun of them. Anissa tweets out, Ian has requested lasagna for tonight's dinner, so lasagna I will make. Excited to make more pasta from scratch, to be honest. It's actually super easy. And then Aisha responds, remember to use extra virgin olive oil. Ethan's slowly getting back his sense of humor here. By the way, fun facts with Pegasus. I was watching that Brian Johnson health guy, and he basically said that extra virgin olive oil is like the healthiest food on the planet.
Why? Why? I can't escape it! I'm watching Slop Tube, and of course the shitness industry has to come in.
So yeah, guys, suck on some oil, I guess, but, it has lots of calories, so, watch out. Anyways, then we have some updates from H3 Snark. This is the subreddit dedicated to trashing Ethan. H3 Snark claims Ethan is harassing Anissa and Ian after he make a joke about olive oil. The same subreddit that openly celebrates CPS call and doxing threats. King of incels, Ethan Klein, continues to use information.
Yes, the incel with a happily married wife and multiple children. Famous incel Ethan Klein. He's the only one with kids!
Given to him in confidence to SA, Ian, and Anissa. Yeah, this is SA, guys. Apparently calling someone a virgin on the internet, that is equivalent to SA type behavior. Yeah, that's a bit delusional. Now it gets worse. H3 Snark reported Ethan to the FBI. I filed a report to the FBI's IC3 about Ethan Klein and this other guy, charity fraud scheme, from the latest podcast episode. What they've done is in possible violation of 18...
And people ask me why I changed. First of all, I evolved. Listen, I saw a potential reality in which I cultivated an audience of a bunch of fucking white-livered, knucklehead puss boys. I got some good insults from Teddy Roosevelt, the most base man alive. Okay, I got you. If I carry down a certain path, perhaps when I would meet, Philion enjoyers, their handshakes would be like wilted petunias. Yep. Being who belongs to the cult of non-virility simply could never be me. Classical ignoramus. Here at Third Eye Global, I mean, listen, our channel's in a subscriber deficit, we're getting tight for the summer, but we're gonna be fucking ripped. We're gonna be lean and mean as a movement. We're just getting rid of the bloat, the dead weight. Miserable little snobs. Thorough-paced scoundrels. Well-meaning, pin-headed, anarchistic crank. Little emasculated mass of inanity. That's what I'm subjected to on a daily basis.
U.S. codes, mail and wire fraud. Hey Grok, is it a crime to make false reports to the FBI? Yes, making false reports to the FBI is a crime. Who would have thought, guys? Can lead to fines or up to 5 years in prison or 8 years for terrorism related.
Am I reading on ChatGPT? No, those are Teddy Roosevelt's most famous insults.
Stuff, okay. Interesting. I wonder if it's worth going to prison over this. But yeah, these people are so unhinged, man. I feel like everybody involved in this drama needs to touch grass. You don't need to get this invested, man. Like, I make these videos, it's because it's kind of my career, but it's literally a pastime for me. I don't spend all day on this. I do touch grass every day, believe it or not. So I feel like if you're super terminally online and super invested in this, and you're literally calling the FBI and shit, dude, you need some help. Anyways, Ethan responded, the Snark subreddit has just reported a Palestinian refugee and advocate to the FBI. 600 points before being covered up by mods. Follow the link here and report this. Reddit is complicit in every single one of these posts. Ethan continues responding, you lost money on your boxing event. No, Ethan, we set it up so we would be financially safe. Only the charity lost money from our boxing event. Have you ever heard anyone project this hard in your life? Probably, from Hasan.
I'm feeling...
This would be cool if, they had some behind-the-scenes agreement of just, milking each other for infinite money. But no, they don't even have that level of self-awareness. It's just soy-on-soy violence.
I relate to Ethan. So I relate in that way, but then I also relate in the way that it's hard. It's hard to be funny, and I can tell that, bro...
It's not hard to be funny, actually. In fact, it's just my default setting.
Really, admires, a lot of these comedians that he's had on his show. I think he wants to, be something special. I think he wants to be an entertainer. But, it's gonna take a lot of fucking, pain and hurt to actually discover who the f*** you are, because I don't think he knows who he is, to be honest. Just seeing the type of content that he's making, it just doesn't feel, he's fucking, debating... Sam Cedar and Hasan on his show, and he's getting angry about it, and he's calling...
I would too! I crashed the fuck out! That's my worst nightmare. Sam Cedar stole my glasses! And guess what? I got payback and stole Hasan's chain!
The legend.
Yeah, so somebody had this theory, and it's not really a theory, it's kind of confirmed by Idubbbz here, that one of the reasons Idubbbz fell into this path is because he doubts himself as a creator. He doesn't think he's as funny anymore, and he's very insecure about that, about his ability to entertain. And because of that, he's just not okay with making random content. He needs outside validation, some sort of outside purpose. And that's why he's gotten into this super political mess here. And I mean, it's really destroying him, man, from the inside and out. You can see him sort of physically deteriorating as well. I don't know, what a way to end your career, man. I mean, I'm enjoying it. We're all making bank out here, but sometimes I do feel a little bit of, dare I say, empathy. Moving on to Denims. Denims doesn't think that Ethan can take jokes.
Hello. Is this, Child Protective Service?
Who are these people?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to report a case of, endemic dog shit.
Another huge day for the unemployed.
Infestation in a house. This house, as far as I know, it contains children. And it also contains two Zionists, and as we all know, Zionists are baby killers, so I think this is a very dangerous situation for the children, given the dog shit and the Zionists. Oh, you'll send over a SWAT team immediately? SEAL Team 6? Oh man, those are the guys who killed Osama bin Laden. Yeah, I really think this is important enough of a case that you should send those guys over there. Keep those kids safe. Honestly, great service, 10 out of 10, highly recommend.
When is the next solar flare?
Thanks. Anyway,
these people don't go outside, so it wouldn't affect them.
You know how it goes.
How dare you make jokes about CPS? How dare you make jokes about SEAL Team 6? How dare you make jokes about Zionism? How dare you make jokes about dog shit on?
God, this person is so insufferable, man. Who is out there watching Denims, bro? You can't be serious. The things you guys did aren't...
Is it girls? Is it little boys? Is it they, thems? Who watches these people? I need to see the demographics and the analytics now. Somebody's got to send it across my desk here at Third Eye Global. We gotta have a shareholder meeting immediately. Gooners? It's the re/tards, unemployed, lonely men and women. Oh, I didn't know there was that much out there. I guess we're really suffering as a society.
Jokes though, what you guys did ended up having real life consequences. Nobody cares about the jokes. Everybody makes jokes all the time. The problem is when it translates to real life. Denims once again showcasing her negative 80 IQ. Now, a little update from the last video. If you remember, Hasan wiped his Discord after the murder of 2 Israelis. Asmongold responded.
And more data. Oh my god. I probably would not have done this.
CEOs watch Philion, their employees watch Denims. Indians? Oh, I don't know who
Would
it
have
is.
just gone through and just word filtered and removed the posts individually. Like, I'm thinking about this like logically, like if I was one of the moderators for the Discord, because why? Because it makes them look guilty. And also because people have already logged everything. So if you delete certain messages, but not others, there's plausible deniability that the messages weren't real. But if you delete all of the messages, then the plausible deniability that they're not real goes away. And so, like, again, you have to think 2 or 3 steps ahead in how to manipulate the public conversation. This was a mistake for them to have nuked the entire thing, okay? Deleting evidence? Well, it's probably not going to be used as evidence.
Thanks, Asmongold.
Everybody knows why they deleted it, right? We all know it.
Why would you watch a streamer that can't even bench the bar? I don't get it. I don't get it.
Afraid of being looked at by the feds. I've got a feeling that the feds were already there. I mean, let's be fucking honest, right?
You know, it would be really funny if this somehow ended up in a court case.
I couldn't imagine watching a stream without a Chad in the corner. So true.
Years down the line, and people brought up like a 4K quality screenshots from this Discord server. But I'm really curious what kind of vile shit they were typing in there. You know, it's already archived. Like, some dude definitely saw this coming for sure. So I really wonder what Hasan wanted to delete so bad, because, you know, he has such a loving and nice community, right? Definitely nobody in those servers like celebrating the murders or anything. That would be kind of messed up. Then Hasan talks about suing people for slander. The irony, man, it hurts.
There needs to be some repercussions for people who lie patently about you. They're getting too comfortable. I don't think you guys understand. I'm a fucking public figure, okay? There is not a lot of...
Okay, dude. Okay.
...penalties for lying about a public figure. You are oblivious to how...
Slander me harder.
...oh, defamation works, okay? You are oblivious to how defamation works in the United States of America. Like, if the ADL said that about me as a institution, like a legally recognized institution in the UK, and I was in the UK as well as a British citizen, I would literally sue them successfully and instantly. He just won't fucking stop. He's just so goddamn annoying. I need to have him on the broadcast. Like, I want to have him on the broadcast and have a conversation with him directly. Maybe he'll do that.
Well, I don't think the UK is like a good place to look up to. I got a friend there who tells me like things are getting pretty out of control there. I mean, isn't the UK like arresting people for posting on social media and shit? I don't know. Maybe some of you,
Oh, you got a license for that knife, mate.
you in the audience can verify. But I feel like if that's true, Hasan would be locked up instantly. Like, he posts a lot of stuff that is very illegal, right? Including death threats. So I don't know if you want to use the UK as an example. Then Hasan calls out Asmongold to a debate.
Would you debate him?
Okay.
Yes, but he runs away from that sort of thing because he knows he would be humiliated because...
Yes, I don't debate people. I don't argue with people for any reason. I don't do it with anybody.
all he can do is just like chirp from his hug box, and that's it. And it is what it is.
Bro, Hasan debated Ethan and got embarrassed. And everyone thinks I'm glazing Ethan. No, I'm watching him attempt to duke it out in the marketplace of ideas, and what I saw was failure, to be honest.
Isn't that what Destiny says about you?
Yeah, Hasan.
Sorry I'm late, Phil. Twitch not sending me notifications when you're on. Don't worry about it, Sloposaurus Rex, because guess what? You're still early to the movement.
trying to debate a gamer, but will avoid anyone actually well-versed in politics. Let's just pull up the history. Who has Hasan debated? Willie Mac Show, literal commentary YouTuber. Ethan Klein, former commentary YouTuber. If history is any indication, his next opponent is another commentary YouTuber, somebody like me who has no interest in debating at all. Also, everybody's seen him debate. He just fucking screams and talks over you, lies, and gets very emotional. I feel like if anybody debates him, there needs to be like uninterrupted segments where you can talk. Otherwise, this banshee is just gonna start wailing as usual, right? Then we got Tectone talking about why Hasan exclusively does politics.
A political streamer. So this is something they're...
Hasan isn't good enough to do other things, so he's more qualified. Bitch, the reason why Hasan's a political streamer is because he ain't good enough to be entertaining playing video games.
Damn. He's not cranking headshots on Halo 3 or winning duels in World of Warcraft Classic, that's for sure.
He ain't. Nobody would watch that shit at all. The only reason why he has an audience is because he appeals to leftist extremists. They are his go-to guys. That doesn't make him more qualified. That makes him less qualified.
Congrats to Hasan for achieving failure. Thank God! You know, he doesn't even deserve that fucking motivational quote. He doesn't even...
It's more impactful if someone can do this because they're skilled and still be watched doing something else because the credibility they built up, but Hasan has not built up that credibility they have.
Failure has been achieved. I gotta watch that just to, like, get this out of my system, dude.
Congratulations. You achieved failure. Failure has been achieved. Thank God.
Needed that. Not doing anything else. That's why when he comes on the OTK streams, the viewership barely changes by maybe 1,000 viewers. Where are all of Hasan's 40,000 viewers coming over to watch NMP's game day? They didn't show up.
I mean, that's completely true. If Hasan stopped doing politics today, his viewership would drop completely. He would have no chance at having a career at all. But the thing is, I kind of feel bad for him because I feel like, I don't know if this is extreme or something, but I feel like if he stops doing politics or whatever, one of his supporters is going to be so mad at him that they're going to confront him in real life or something. So I'd be pretty scared of that.
See, I told you. I had to take it.
So I feel like he's stuck in this endless sort of hamster wheel here of his own creation. So I guess I shouldn't really feel bad for him. Then we got this clip of Tectone talking about how people are divided over Hasan. Essentially, there's a bunch of streamers who just hate you if you criticize Hasan.
And you know what the really pathetic thing is? Is seeing the Austin space become divided due to what side you're on. Asmongold or Hasan's. And you know what's really...
Neither. Philion. Imagine watching either of them.
Really f***ing gay. How many creators who have said...
Yeah, I did. That's right, on my day off.
Man, Techie, I don't know how you go live and talk about this shit. Like, it seems like you just get f***ing harpooned in the Austin area for saying anything against Hasan. And it's like, what the f*** is this? It's like these people are so fucking horrified. I don't even get it. It's like, bro, this guy isn't going to collab with you. Why are you this worried about it? Thank God I've carved out my own subsection where I feel like I'm not going fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm glad I sort of keep to myself here and have built my own community here on YouTube, so I don't have to suck up to anyone at all. It's really refreshing just not being part of some like weird elitist Hollywood Twitch group or whatever. And I don't say it enough, but you know, thank you guys, honestly, like for letting me do what I love and without having to, I don't know, be Hasan's lapdog or whatever the hell.
Bro, I swear to God, Pegasus is one of the best content creators on the whole platform.
All right. All right. One of the best content creators. Yeah, you know what? You're right. No, yeah, Pegasus. You know, he's in my top 5 for sure. Get me out. Get me out. Get me out.